So we are going to be learning about our worm composting, also called vermicomposting, and you will all get to go home with your own worm bin today and worms and everything, and we'll learn about why they're important and how to take care of them, and everyone will get a little packet of information. There are lots of different kinds of bins that you can have. You can do homemade ones like we're going to be doing today. You can also buy lots of different kinds. And then you guys later on will get to be putting your worm bin together. We don't have any worms or any dirt or paper in there yet, but you guys will get to be doing that yourself.
Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade worm bin. All you need is a regular 10-gallon bin that you can find in any local hardware store. And as you notice, we've drilled holes along the top half to let any liquid out that we need to and to let the worms breathe. And we've also drilled holes on the top of the lid, again to let in some air and to let in a little bit of water when they need it. We haven't yet, but you will want to drill some holes on the bottom of your worm bin so that when the liquid does need to drain, it won't get stuck in the bin and it will be able to leak out the bottom. So once you have your bin and once you've drilled your holes, you'll want to drill them about 1/4 inch with a 1/4 inch drill bit. Then you can start filling up your bin. So just get some dirt from the ground from nearby and just pour in a little layer. And you probably want to cover the bottom about 1 inch or so. Let's see how that looks. That looks great. Okay, so to insulate the worms and to give them a little bit of extra food if they need it, you want shredded paper on the top. So you take some shredded paper, you can either run it through a shredder at home, just all your leftover recycled paper, or you can shred up newspaper and just tear it into about 1-inch strips. So we'll start with that, and then you want to get it a little bit wet so the worms don't dry out. Get a spray bottle, spray it down until it's nice and damp. You don't want it soaking wet, and you'll probably do a little bit more. And then you can fill it up all the way to the top with the rest of the paper. And when you're done, you just get your worms and you put them in and just let them stay in there for a little bit before you feed them first so they get used to their new home, and then you're all set.
So the basic idea of a worm bin is what? What do you guys think? Even if you don't know, don't have one, what do you guys think it might be for?
Composting.
Composting, yeah. So what would you do with it?
You grab all your food, the leftovers, and you put it in there.
Yeah. So,
and then you put worms in it so it become into good soil for the flowers to grow.
Exactly. So worm bin, essentially you have to have some worms in there. And you can put your leftover food and waste in there. So what kinds of things do you think you would be wanting to put in there, or what kinds of things would you not want to put in there?
Coffee grounds.
Plastic.
Coffee grounds. What, yes or no on plastic?
No.
Exactly,
No.
That's a no. So sometimes, people say, well, you can put your garbage in there. Well, certain kinds of garbage. You want it to be all stuff that is organic, that's natural, but they can't eat all kinds of fruit and vegetables. A lot of people I know have heard you can't put in any kind of citrus like oranges or lemons, but it's not that you can't, it's a matter of balance. It's very acidic, so if you eat tons and tons of oranges, or if you have a lemon tree at home and it's dropping them all and you're putting it in your worm bin, the worms are not going to like all of that acid in there. So you can definitely put citrus fruit in there. You just, like us, they kind of like to have a balanced diet.